Welcome to the Watermark Water Cooler. I'm going to introduce Alexa, one of our account coordinators, and I am a partner and vice president of Watermark. We're going to talk a little bit about construction in the winter months and what goes on there and how we can kind of help solve some of your pains. I'm going to give it to Alexa. We're going to switch it up today a little bit. She's going to ask me the questions and I'm going to respond. So Alexa, do you want to tell us about you a little bit?
Yeah, so I've been at Watermark about a year. I like working with the account team and the digital team and the design team to really help all of our clients and make sure we can get their projects done and get their marketing up and running, especially when it's colder, kind of like it is now.
Yeah.
So
It's cold outside today.
it is. So why is winter so challenging for general contractors and other people in the construction industry?
We talked about this just a little bit. Obviously, winter brings on cold weather and storms and all this other stuff that makes the industry slow down a little bit. And we know that creates these problems with, availability of contractors, a little bit of doom and gloom of, culture kind of slows down inside of these companies. And so, these contractors are kind of sitting on their hands a little bit. And there's some things we can do, obviously, to help this and plan for the future. So, obviously, weather is a huge piece of this. And obviously, there's some trickle down that happens as well as first, people stop doing their marketing, people's crews may slow down and kind of be not feeling great about the jobs that they're working on or whatever. So there's some things we can do, though, about that.
Yeah. So you mentioned people might stop doing their marketing, but what are some other ways that contractors might unknowingly lose momentum during this season?
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it is, right, people think to themselves, well, it's slow months, so I'm just not going to run any ads. I'm going to kind of go into my hibernation mode. People aren't buying right now, so why would I do anything to promote my business? And it's actually the opposite of that. Some things we know is that, look, if you refocus yourself and actually run the ads and do more work during this time, it's going to be better for you not only in this off season, but just a reminder too, we're in Colorado, but other places as well, like you can still get winter jobs done. It doesn't come to a stop, right? There are people that can still work during the winter and get, outside jobs done. So I think that the stop mentality is probably not the right answer.
So let's talk about some specific strategies that general contractors can use in the winter to turn it into a season of growth. One of those strategies would be launching some targeted seasonal campaigns. What are those and why are they so effective?
Like I said, stopping everything we're talking about it. Don't do it. You can prepare yourself for not only the springtime by running your ads and being in front of your clients. So those clients that maybe say, hey, I don't want to do this in the winter. I don't want the delays, whatever. Well, you can prep for winning some clients in the spring. That's one thing that we know can happen is you stop everything, and we know that this is momentum building. And so when you stop, it takes momentum to get it back running again, the ads and whatever we're doing. Build momentum for spring to get the leads. We can offer, obviously, some seasonal discounts for the knowingness that there could be some delays in your project because of weather. There's a bunch of things we can do direct, specifically like direct mail. We can do email campaigns, any of those things to keep you top of mind as the contractor. It was very important. Like, you want to be top of mind, not only for maybe those people that are willing to have the little bit of delay in the winter, maybe have a discount, but also the folks in the spring to know, hey, these guys are still here.
Nice. That's a great idea. Another strategy would be to offer some like winter ready promotions. What makes those successful?
Well, I mean, like I said, it fills the pipeline. I think that's one thing is offering some sort of a discount can help fill your pipeline in the winter. The other thing is maybe we've seen a lot of people diversify their services to some indoor things. So that might be something a contractor might want to look at If they're strictly an outside contractor, they might go, maybe there's some bath stuff that I could do. Maybe there's some, there's all kinds of ways you could add projects that don't necessarily have to be exterior.
So another thing that contractors can do in the winter months is, share some specific content about their expertise. Why is the winter a good time to focus on writing content for your business?
I mean, it's exactly what we're talking about. You want to be top of mind. The only way to do that is by developing content of all types. That could be video, that could be blogging, that could be social. All of these things keep you top of mind for when they are ready to do that project. And that's summertime too. Like, it doesn't matter when the season is, we need to keep you top of mind. And so, again, I'll just say this again and again, keep your marketing going. There's all kinds of proof that shows not stopping your campaigns is smart. And I'm not saying that, look, you don't have to cut your budget, or you can keep your budget smaller in the winter months and be more targeted, like retargeting for people who are coming to your site, or being very specific to region, zip code. There's all kinds of ways we can get smarter with your budget in the wintertime, not necessarily spending the same amount, but just not stopping.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing to know. And you just got to keep pushing through and prepare for what's ahead. What are some other ways that contractors can use maybe some of this downtime to make a lasting impact for their business?
Yeah, I think this is a great time for you to really look at your marketing strategy anyways, because it's a great time to do a little bit of a reset. So what jobs have you done? How can you show those in a portfolio to show people what you are capable of? What is your demographic? Have you looked at that? Your persona types. Have you identified all those things and revisited that while you have a little bit of, again, don't stop, but it gives you a chance to kind of rethink of that stuff, and maybe also look at the work you've done and how can you show that back to your potential clients, right? Because they want ideas for their springtime project or their current project they might be working on. So it might be a great opportunity for you to kind of revisit that stuff.
Yeah. Maybe look at your systems and that type of thing.
How's your CRM working? Yeah. All that stuff is a great time to in the winter months when you're a little bit slower.
So at Watermark, we have helped a lot of general contractors and construction businesses with some of these strategies. Can you share how our approach is maybe a little bit different?
So we really want to partner with our contractors so that we can give them a very custom experience. We don't want to just be like, here's the path to success. We've done this. We know some paths to success and ways to make that work, but everybody's different, and we customize everything we do because we truly believe that your differentials are different than another person's differentials. Now, some of the strategy and things that we know work, we will share our successes with you so that we can say, hey, this is a path we know is going to work. But we really want to identify what makes you unique and share that with the world. Obviously, that's really important. I think the other thing, too, is that we have a great account team that is just wants to get in and understand everything about your business. And we are nimble. We're a group of about 12 people. And so we really want to, build that long-term relationship. We're not a set it and forget it group. We want to keep working to prove quality leads to you. So that I think those are the things that really differentiate us, is that, we've done this, but we also want to be very customized for you and very personal. So
yeah, I second that. I feel like all of our clients, even if they're in similar industries, we have a different approach and can really tailor our services
100%.
Specifically to them. Well, thanks. This has been really insightful, Cameron. So thank you. And do you have any last advice for contractors?
Don't stop doing it. That's the, if you haven't heard that over and over and over again, is like, look, we see this a lot too, right? That's why we're talking about it. I'm sure those that are watching that own these firms know it. They sit there and say, I'm afraid, I don't want to spend the money, shut it all off. And we've heard it over and over and over again. And we know the people that keep going. And you know, it's scary, but it's worth it. Like, you will see the results in the end. And so, yeah, that's the end advice is like, look, don't stop doing what you're doing. But do take the time to be smart about it, right? We can be smart about how we spend our money. And so the word is don't stop, but be smart about how you spend.
That's great advice.
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing to the Watermark Water Cooler. We value your opinion and want to deliver the best content possible. To do that, we need your comments and feedback. What do you want to see or learn? Tools, techniques, behind the scenes? Comment below and make your idea our next video.